If your business hasn't run without you since lockdown, you're not scaling, you're surviving. And if it can't operate for 1 week without you answering messages, approving decisions, solving problems, and stepping into things that only take 5 minutes, you don't have a team problem, you have a structure problem. And just to be clear, this isn't for startups. This is for the owner doing real numbers, real responsibility, real pressure, and a brain that hasn't properly switched off since 2020. Give me just 2 minutes and I'll walk you through the 7-step growth loop system that I use with established business owners to remove owner dependency without hiring another manager or working longer hours. If you want the worksheet version of this framework, I'll mention it at the end. My name is Mike Alleyne, and for over a decade I've worked with established business owners, trades, consultants, agencies and service professionals, people doing solid turnover, but quietly feeling like the business collapses without them in it. In every video, I'll give you one framework you can implement immediately. No hype, no 10x hustle, just structure that reduces pressure. Here's the real problem. You're not failing, you're not disorganized, you're not incapable, you're just too involved. The business runs because you run it. And that worked when you were small, but at scale, it creates a ceiling. So instead of giving you surface level advice, let me show you the full 7-step growth loop. So step 1 is clarity. Most bottlenecks start here. You can't delegate what you haven't defined. Ask yourself, what should only I be doing? What actually drives revenue? What am I still doing out of habit? Most owners skip this, then blame the team when delegation fails. Step 2, reflection. Before adding more staff, more meetings or more systems, pause. What's actually working? What keeps breaking? What decisions are being made emotionally instead of strategically? Reflections turn chaos into information, and information removes pressure. Step 3 is around beliefs and behaviours. This is the uncomfortable bit. Sometimes it's not workload, it's control. If I don't do it, it won't be done properly. That belief feels responsible, but it keeps you trapped in operation. Growth requires upgrading behaviours, not just installing software. Step 4 is strategy. Now we build properly, not panic hiring, not reacting to every fire, not downloading another piece of software we won't even log into. A strategy aligned with capacity, revenue drivers and leadership. Strategy without clarity is just expensive guessing. Step 5, focused action. Now you move, but only on the levers that matter. Not busyness, not reacting, not filling your calendar because empty spaces feel uncomfortable. Focused action compounds, busyness drains. Step 6 is accountability. This is where most growth dies. You're accountable to clients, staff, suppliers, but who's holding you accountable and staying out of the operation? Without accountability, you drift back into control. With accountability, consistency builds momentum. Step 7 is about growth. Now growth becomes visible. Revenue stabilizes, decisions fatigue reduces. Stress drops. And here's the part most people miss. You repeat the loop, each time at a higher level with less emotional attachment and more strategic leadership. That's how you move from operator to actual leader. One client, Simon, established service business, strong reputation, calendar looked like Tetris, phone permanently attached to his ear. We ran him through the 7-step growth loop. First shift, clarity. We identified that over 60% of his weekly decisions didn't require him. Within 4 weeks, he went from inconsistent 42k months to consistent 55k months. Not from doing more, from removing himself from the wrong things. That's a 30% lift without hiring anyone. Here's something you can do today. Open your calendar from the last week, count how many meetings would collapse if you wasn't in them. And now look at the last 10 decisions that you've made. Circle the ones only you truly need to make. If most of them are circled, you're not leading, you're carrying. And carrying feels heavy. The 7-step growth loop replaces effort with structure. Because clarity creates calm. Calm creates leadership, and leadership creates sustainable growth. If you want the 7-step growth loop worksheet so you can map this against your own business, drop the word loop below and I'll send it over. It breaks down each stage into practical prompts so you can identify exactly where growth is stalling and fix it without adding more hours to your week. Because scaling isn't about working harder, it's about removing yourself from being the constraint.